So, as you move into this position as CEO, you have the problem of leading teams and functions that you have never personally done before. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think that, someone once said that the founder is the pace car of the company. And I think that needs to be true of me too, as the CEO of still a startup. And what that means is like the way that you show up at work and the bar that you have for yourself and the people around you becomes the quality bar that you set for the entire organization. And I think that that is very different. You're differently incentivized to hold people accountable as the CEO than I was even as the VP of product. As the VP of product, if I met someone in another function, it kind of did us all a little bit better for me to assume that that person was reasonably competent and assume that they had good intent and like assume that we could have a really friendly relationship. Because so much of being successful in product is having good working relationships cross functionally. And the value of that good relationship is critical in order for you to get work done. When you are the CEO, I think that the value of that relationship is unfortunately lower. And this might be something controversial. I'm just sharing like my honest experience. And that is that I think I've had to shift into a world where I don't assume kind of competence from every person. Everyone starts at zero. Maybe they start on a scale of like -100 to +100 competence. They maybe start at -5, right? Like, and then through things like close questioning, like one of the things that I like to do when I'm trying to assess talent very quickly is just ask someone to explain what they're doing to me. So don't assume that I know how to do that job. I don't. But if someone is good at what they do, they ought to be able to answer and explain, like I'm five, what it is that they're doing, why it matters, to answer the second why and the third why, and really be able to get deep on the stuff that they're responsible for. And I think that, using close questioning to kind of instantly calibrate on where you think someone you're talking to is important. And then what you do about it, right? If I'm the VP of product, then I think that someone that I'm working with isn't quite hitting the quality bar, maybe there's some influence that I have on what might be done around about that situation, but it's ultimately like not my responsibility and not always my business. Like of course we're all owners, but there's a way that you kind of like default to humility when again, you're not that person's manager, they're not even in your org. As a CEO, everyone's in your org. And it's your job to hold the quality bar to every single person. So when I talk to someone and I don't think that they're hitting that bar, there's immediate action. That action isn't necessarily like, oh, let's exit that person. It's often like, let me talk to that person's manager because, like, I did not calibrate above the -5 that I went into that conversation with after talking to this person for half an hour because, like, I feel that is a much bigger, immediate problem because of the level of ownership that you immediately feel when you are the CEO.